Thor Ragnarok is coming, and with it, moviegoers will finally get to see the Incredible Hulk in space. But before we find out exactly what he's up to out there, this is as good a time as any to brush up on some of the lesser known facts about one of Earth's mightiest heroes. Created in 1962 by comic legends Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, this iconic character has held a unique place in Marvel's many universes. Not really a hero or anti-hero or villain, he's too often misunderstood superhero who is perhaps left labeled simply as the Hulk. And if we're to believe Mark Ruffalo, he's about to get a whole lot hulkier when it teams up with Thor this coming fall for their buddy road trip flick. But there's far more to Bruce Banner's alter ego than just smashing things, getting angry, and wearing purple pants, and here are just 10 things you may not know about the Incredible Hulk. This is how he died. When everyone on Earth is killed in a nuclear war, only one man is left standing. Hulk the End features Bruce Banner as an elderly and desperate man doomed to wander the Earth forever, because the Hulk simply won't let him die. By this point, the Green Goliath has become constantly attacked by irritated cockroaches that eat him alive. He regrets each time, though, but finally allows Banner to die, giving the Hulk his wish of being left alone. The comic book ends on a particularly depressing note, as the former hero finally, without the Banner part of his physique, is left by himself forever. He has some pretty weird powers. The angrier the Hulk gets, the stronger he becomes. Along with this enhanced strength comes the ability to leap at great distance, a healing factor, and all the other powers that you're likely already familiar with from the big screen appearance. However, the Hulk also gains many additional, unique, and weird abilities over the years in the comic books. For example, he's able to breathe underwater thanks to a gland which creates pressure in his lungs. One of the most bizarre has to be the fact that he's able to see ghosts, though making him one of the only few characters to do so. Lou Ferrigno has appeared in every live-action Hulk adaptation. Bill Bixby played Bruce, sorry David Banner, in a Hulk TV series, but it was up to bodybuilder Lou Ferrigno to bring the Marvel Comics character to life on the small screen, years before CGI could do the job. However, even after the show ended in 1982, Lou stayed closely tied to the world of the Hulk. He voiced the character in the 90s animated series, made a cameo appearance in Ang Lee's 2003 movie, and did the same again in The Incredible Hulk 5 years later, and voiced the Hulk there too. He also provided voices for the Avengers' puny god. He started off being gray. When the Hulk first appeared, he was gray. However, the printers were unable to keep a color a consistent shade, leading Stan Lee to change the color of his early version of the character. But that was the least of his problems. In these early comics, Bruce was the only one who could trigger the transformation by bathing himself in gamma ray. Before that, he only became the Hulk at night, similar to a vampire or werewolf. The weirdest example, though, was the fact that Bruce once transformed and kept his human head, leading himself to wear a Hulk mask. He wasn't the first Hulk. The Hulk's name was inspired by a 1940s comic book called The He, which featured a nearly indestructible large green swamp monster fighting Nazis and traveling the world helping those in need. The comic's unsurreal name struck a chord with Stan Lee, and it was re-proposed as the Hulk. But the Incredible Hulk wasn't the first or second to go by that name. In the early 60s, Mr. Lee and Jack Kirby developed a one-shot story about a short scientist who, after several failed attempts to create a formula to make himself taller, builds a giant robotic armor named the Mighty Hulk. He loves puppies. The Incredible Hulk is nearly unstoppable, that is, unless you happen to have a litter of tiny, adorable puppies on hands to throw at him. In 2013's Indestructible Hulk Special Number 1, Bruce Banner advises S.H.I.E.L.D. that the Hulk loves puppies, in attempt to help at any threat his alter ego might pose in the future. Taking this into serious consideration, the Super Spy organization makes a puppy bomb to be unleashed whenever needed. Lucky for us, it's needed, and it turns out the Hulk really does love puppies. He was canceled after just 6 issues. Despite being one of the original Marvel characters created around the same time as the likes of Spider-Man and Iron Man, the Hulk has always struggled to maintain strong sales. He's gone through a number of changes to keep fans hooked as a result, but it turns out that the mysterious hero has been on the edge of being cancelled since day one. In fact, his solo title was canned after just 6 issues in 1963. This could be blamed on the inconsistency of how he was portrayed, but after a guest appearance on the Avengers and a tweaked version, got his own series. He has a red counterpart. Seeking to revive interest in Hulk a few years back, Marvel launched a new series featuring a violent and sadistic Red Hulk who did everything from kill the Abomination to stealing the Silver Surfer's surfboard. During the 23-run issue, which teased readers the true identity, it was ultimately revealed to be General Ross, the man who tormented Bruce Banner for years. In one of the most baffling comic book reveals of all time, Marvel didn't stop there, though, as longtime Hulk allies like Betty Ross and Rick Jones were also turned into Hulks. He once tore Wolverine in half. Years ago, an Ultimate Wolverine vs. Hulk series was created for Marvel. The promise of a 6-part series was that Nick Fury decided to hire Wolverine, the man with the best possible chance of taking down the Green Goliath, to put an end to this headache for S.H.I.E.L.D. once and for all. However, not long after they first came to blows, the Hulk tears Wolverine clean in half, throwing his legs miles into the distance. Wolverine had no other choice than to crawl back to them. The long delay between the release of each issue actually meant that poor old Logan was left for 2.5 years without legs. He left the Avengers for 50 years. After being tricked by Loki into destroying a railroad truck, the Hulk came to blows with the Avengers before the two parties saw the error of their ways and teamed up against the God of Mischief. This actually made the Hulk a founding member of the team, but he would quickly leave at the end of the second issue. Upon release of that, his teammates were actually scared of his abilities. Despite appearing in a number of other stories since then, it wasn't until 50 years later that the Hulk again became a member of the team. So that was the list for this week. What did you think of it? Did we miss anything? Comment below and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more content.